ever screamed at the universe, "That's not fair"? A child gets sick, a good person suffers, a tragedy strikes out of nowhere, and we cry out. But what if that cry, that deep-seated need for fairness, for cosmic justice, is one of the biggest illusions holding your mind captive? Welcome. We're not here to talk about courtroom justice or legal systems today. We're going to rip apart the very concept of justice as most of humanity understands it. This idea that there's a grand scorekeeper in the sky, a divine accountant tallying up your good deeds for a future reward, or your missteps for inevitable punishment. I believe, and I want to show you, that this idea of cosmic justice is one of the most powerful mental constructs, one of the great schemes that occludes the real mind, keeping us trapped in a conditioned way of thinking. So, the big question is justice a fundamental truth of the universe? Or is it a story we tell ourselves to cope with a reality that might be far more indifferent and, paradoxically, far more liberating than we imagine? Stick with me, because understanding this could fundamentally change how you see everything. We'll explore why we cling to this idea so desperately and what happens when we dare to let it go. Let's start with the basics. What even is justice? At its core, justice is about fairness, people getting what they deserve, whether it's rewards for doing good or consequences for doing wrong. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch. Not everyone agrees on what fair means. Is justice a universal rule like gravity, or is it something humans made up? That's where things get tricky. Think about it, a young life cut short. It's not fair, an accident, a sudden illness. Why me? Why them? It's unjust. This reaction, this gut-wrenching sense of injustice, is incredibly common. It's almost instinctual. But why? It's because we're deeply conditioned. From childhood, many of us are taught, overtly or subtly, that there's a cause and effect relationship between our behavior and our fate. Be good, and good things will happen. Pray hard enough, make the right sacrifices, and you'll be protected. This is the pillar of the conditioned mind, the ironclad belief in reward and punishment. I mean, some people genuinely believe that because they've behaved well, they've earned a kind of divine protection. They've made sacrifices, maybe didn't live as they truly wanted, and now they expect the universe to pay up. And when it doesn't, rage, disappointment. I don't believe in God anymore, they might say, as if God was only valid as long as he was letting other people's loved ones die, but kept theirs safe. This challenges the idea of a just God or a cosmic scoreboard. We want to believe there's a parent-like deity keeping track, rewarding the good and punishing the bad. But when you look at the world, really look, does it work that way? Let's be brutally honest. The world simply doesn't operate like that. A tsunami wipes out thousands. You think not one of them prayed hard enough? Not one of them lived a good life? It's not credible, is it? Natural disasters, accidents, illnesses. They don't check your moral resume before they strike. History even shows us it's often not the good people who get ahead, but sometimes the most ruthless. Machiavelli wasn't writing fairy tales when he advised princes on how to manage people. So this isn't about saying there are no consequences to our actions. We'll get to that. But this idea of a cosmic system of merit and demerit, that's the first grand scheme we need to dismantle. So where does this tenacious idea of a divine scorekeeper come from? This God who peers under your bed sheets, who demands you suppress your pleasures, who wants you to offer up your suffering to him. A rather cruel deity if you think about it, one who supposedly delights in your pain. I believe this God, as commonly understood, is a human invention, a projection. We've essentially created a cosmic parent figure. If we're good kids, the parent is happy and rewards us. If we're bad, the parent punishes. It's a comforting thought in a way, because it implies order, control. If I follow the rules, I'll be safe. But what kind of God is this really? A God who supposedly created all galaxies, all universes, but is intimately concerned with whether you confessed your sins before communion, as some were taught. A God of love who then threatens eternal damnation. It requires a monumental shutdown of our critical thinking, a total surrender of our ability to discern, to hold these contradictory ideas. This belief in divine justice is a powerful shield against our deepest fears, the fear of random suffering, the fear of illness, and ultimately, the terror of death. If there's a just God, then maybe, just maybe, I won't be the one to suffer senselessly. Maybe I'll be spared. Philosophers have grappled with justice for centuries. John Stuart Mill saw it as what brings the greatest happiness to the most people. Robert Nozick thought it was about respecting what people own. John Rawls framed it as fairness within a society. These are all valuable human attempts to create order and fairness within our human systems. But they are not reflections of some inherent cosmic law. They are our constructs. Now, if you're thinking, so I can just do whatever I want without consequence, hold on. That's not what I'm saying. Our actions, our being, absolutely have effects, but not in the simplistic reward-punishment model of the conditioned mind. The universe, as I see it, isn't interested in our obedience to some divine laws. It's interested, if anything, in our level of awareness, our consciousness. Our inner state profoundly affects our reality, our relationships, and the energies we attract. Here's a crucial law that I do see at play. Similar natures attract. This operates on both human and, let's say, more subtle levels. If you are internally seething with unacknowledged aggression, even if you plaster a polite smile on your face, people will feel it. They'll sense a harshness, a discomfort, and they might withdraw or react negatively. Is that divine punishment? It's an energetic consequence. Your inner state creates ripples. If you carry deep-seated victimhood from childhood trauma, say, from parents who, intentionally or not, made you feel worthless, you might find yourself repeatedly attracting partners who mistreat you, not because you deserve it, not because some cosmic judge ordained it, but because you are unconsciously drawn to what is familiar, to what validates that old painful script. We erase or sanitize the hurts from our parents, calling them saints, and then wonder why our adult relationships are a mess. There are no exceptions here. Someone treated well in childhood will not tolerate being treated badly as an adult. So, it's not about behaving well to get a cosmic pat on the head. It's about raising your awareness. A low level of awareness, a life lived unconsciously, tends to get, let's say, eaten by life's challenges. A higher level of awareness allows you to navigate, to fight your battles, to understand the energetic interplay. So, why do we hold on to this belief in justice? It's because it gives us a sense of control and security. We think that if we behave well, we'll be rewarded, and if we don't, we'll be punished. It's like we're kids hoping for a gold star from the universe. But life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes good people suffer and bad people prosper. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. She's incredibly kind, always helping others, volunteering, you name it. But last year, she faced a series of misfortunes, a serious illness, financial troubles, you name it. But here's the paradox. When that illusion shatters, when the mind conditioned by these grand schemes actually falls away, something incredible happens. Recognizing this can be liberating. It frees us from the fear of cosmic punishment and allows us to live more authentically, based on our own values and awareness, not on some external system of reward and punishment. A study in Frontiers in Psychology found that believing in divine rewards can make people act more kindly, like donating to charity. But that doesn't mean a divine judge exists. It just means we behave better when we think someone's watching. Does this mean you'll run amok, causing chaos because no one's watching from above? Of course not. Firstly, there's the real world. Society has laws. Other people have reactions. If you decide to walk around with flashing lights on your head, no one will arrest you, but people will think you're eccentric. If that bothers you, you won't do it. You still have to deal with the consequences within your environment. The real freedom is internal. It's freedom from the tyrannical inner judge that's been installed by these cosmic justice narratives. It's freedom from the constant fear of divine retribution or the desperate hope for divine reward. You are free to let your authentic self, your soul, express itself, always in dynamic relationship with the world around you, of course. You learn to navigate based on awareness, not on outdated, fear-based rules. In conclusion, while we may yearn for a just world, the evidence suggests that justice, as a cosmic principle, is an illusion. Natural disasters don't care about morality, and human systems often fail to deliver fairness. But that doesn't mean we should give up on fairness or morality. Instead, it challenges us to create our own justice in the world through our actions and our communities. Remember, the universe isn't keeping score, but we can. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe justice exists, or do you think it's an illusion? Remember to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.